All right, so I'm really excited about this power hour because I'm going to take it back old school. How many of you guys have ever read this? Rock Your Network Marketing Business by Sarah Robbins. Okay, I saw Mary raise her hand. And I remember getting this book and I just was so excited. One, because it was written simply, but two, it just felt like it gave credibility to something that I said that I wanted to do. Well, anyhow, I'm going to read you something and we're going to work on this for just a little bit. Basically, do you guys remember when she shares the story of her $1 million mistake? And it has to do with the fact that she didn't reach out to somebody that she really wanted to. And when she finally saw her again, I guess the girl walked in and she ended up being a top earner. Oh, yeah, I'm reading about that right now. And she said, I'm really happy for her, but she could have been on my team. So I was thinking about that and I want to read you something. And then we're going to start working on talking to people and not making $1 million mistake. So she writes this. First, don't prejudge anyone. And that is so easy to do when you are talking to people about plexus. I do it to myself. I talk them out of it before they talk themselves out of it. I don't know. Like I get awkward. I don't want them to feel pressured. And so what I do is I end up making it that I've said no for them before they even had the chance to say yes. Stacy's asking the name of the book, Rock Your Network Marketing Business. You don't know what their hopes, dreams, desires, or financial situations are. Usually, the most well-connected, successful, busy people get it first and they run with it. Did you hear that? The most successful people get what we're doing first and then they run with it. It's our job to share and it's their job to decide. Remember, if we share what we're doing with everyone, they can all plug in as a customer, consultant, or even help us in creating new connections. But they can only do that if they know what they're doing and if you share your story with them. So make this your mantra. Sharing with 5 contacts a day keeps leads coming my way. So the mantra would be sharing with 5 contacts a day keeps leads coming my way. Here's the problem. We don't know how to share. I'm going to put some posts up and then maybe people will see the post and maybe they'll like the post and I'll join some groups and maybe those people will become my friend and then they'll see my post and then they'll like the post. Not a bad thing, but that's just a small sliver. So I'm going to take this back for you. She has a list of where you can start finding people that can end up becoming part of your organization. You don't want to have $1 million mistakes. John Wesley he was a Methodist pastor and well, he started the Methodist church, but he has this quote and it sounds really kind of crazy actually, or slightly disturbing, but also at the same time, it's awesome. He says, I set myself on fire and people come to watch me burn. Okay, so why am I talking about burning yourself? I'm talking about there is something special when you are operating in an exciting part of your life. There's something special when you are doing something you feel good about and confident in that makes people want to stop, turn their head, and look at you. And so if you are struggling right now to get leads, if you're struggling to get people excited on your team, go back to you and say, am I burning and people are stopping to watch me burn? What is it that gets you so excited? What is it that gets people to want to look at you and connect with you because they're like, I want to feel what she's feeling. I want to have that excitement. I want to have that purpose. If you've lost that, which is normal, this is just cycles. It happens in every relationship. If you've lost that, you have to find it again. And it doesn't have to be, I need my passion back for the pink drink. It could be passion in general. So what is it? What is it that's something that makes you excited that you're going to start sharing with people so they can watch you burn? So here we go. Where are you going to find people? And then I'm going to set you loose to get your 5 contacts for the day to keep leads coming your way. So number 1, revisit the previous customers and ambassadors you've had that are no longer active. So these are people that are going to want to know, even if they don't want to know, they want to know that we're about to have a greens product. I know you're not using the products with me anymore, but I still want to keep you up to date. I kind of think of myself as your plexus representative. We're going to come out with a greens product at the end of the month. I'm going to send you a picture of it. Let me know if you want the ingredients. I can't wait to tell you how it tastes. So you're basically reconnecting with these people. I have a girl that I order makeup from, and I I appreciate her. I think she's good at matching the colors, but her messaging sequences to me have taught me so much about what not to do. And I'm telling you now, if you will keep conversational, keep relational, forget all the information, don't send them like, and then it has 2 milligrams of oat fiber and this and that and the other. Stop. If they want to know that, they'll ask for that. Or you can say, if you want to get all of the details, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to keep it simple. Everybody needs to have vegetables. And I think this is going to be amazing. People say it tastes so good. Send them a picture of someone that was in Mexico trying it. Say, this is my friend Michelle. She tried it. She said it was amazing. So keep the conversations relational. So the first bucket was your previous customers or ambassadors, is where you can get some new leads, because you can actually delete out their account if they haven't ordered in 6 months. Okay, go through your phone and Facebook contacts. And here's something really important to know. And Sarah Marble and I were just talking about this. Are you on, Sarah?
I am.
Will you tell them just really quick about what you were sharing with me about capturing people's emails, about not just relying all on your social media to keep up with your contacts?
Yes, I will. First, you have to see, I'm in my electronics closet trying to get my internet back. Thank goodness for phones. So a lot of us, I really have to tell you guys, if I had to rely on working my business without Facebook, I would be absolutely paralyzed. I 99% of the time rely on posting, sharing, even messaging on Facebook. So I've been thinking about the idea of just creating some kind of email list. Well, what's a great way to get a list is to offer something of value. For example, click here with your email and I will send you my time management skills on how to time block, ways to be successful. So it would be a free value give that you would offer your network in exchange for them giving you their email voluntarily. So once you have that list, you could create a newsletter. You would be able to utilize that as another form of communication for reaching a large group of people. If by some chance your Facebook or Instagram got taken away, or if you just want that other layer of, a lot of people don't check Facebook 100 times a day like I do. And I do still read emails, and there might be a group of people that you could reach in email form versus people who are not on social media. So that's something that's kind of in my brain that I'm working on for how I can get that other network of people or that group of people to voluntarily say, hey, she sends some free stuff. I really like that. Here, yes, you can have my email. So it's a way for you to be able to drip on your network in a different way.
I love too that it's not about Plexus. It's a value add separate than that. And I guess if you're sitting here questioning, I don't have any skills, or I don't have any talents, or I don't have anything that I could offer that's a value, go back to your mindset, because that is impossible. There is something you do well that someone has said to you, whether it was your parents or your neighbor or someone at work, someone says, you're really good at blank. And you might think, well, that's not something to be good at. Everybody knows how to do whatever that is. No, they don't. So if you have a mindset issue, back up the bus, sister. You have something to offer that's of value. So grabbing those emails, Sarah could share about time blocking. And if you're sitting here wondering, what makes me excited? What makes me want to set myself on fire so people can watch me burn? Then sit down and think, what is it that I do that I immediately get excited about? And there are things for me, like I love baking with my kids. I just think it's so much fun. I like having that connection. There's no electronics. I mean, if I went live in my stories or Instagram television or whatever it is I wanted to do, people would see a side of me being excited and happy, and the bloopers that go with that. But I don't know what that is for you. I just want you to be thinking about it. All right, let me finish telling you some of these groups. Thanks, Sarah. Another area that you can be getting those leads coming your way is through lifestyle networking. So she writes, look for ways to engage in conversation. So for example, and you guys know this, find people to follow that are similar to you, and then start authentically commenting on their posts, not just love, like, you know how people write love with all the exclamation points. I'm guilty of it too. Write things really specific. Ask them questions in the comments. Like if they post about going on a trip, say, where is this? I'd love to find out. It looks like a place my family would like to go. People love giving advice and sharing their experience. Okay, another place that you can look for leads, networking groups or chamber events. So she is talking about, I have a friend that's in networking groups, but I feel like this is COVID's coming into a different place where people might be meeting again. But let's talk about this as more groups on social media. I've been joining different homeschool groups and I've been meeting people through that. And it takes a little bit of time. It is not, 3 days later after I friend them that they're immediately asking me about Plexus, but I'm working through these groups. If you are in a stage where you're like, I don't know what kind of groups to join, then go back to, I need to start finding things that I'm excited about. Like if all I'm excited about right now is Plexus, then you need to find one other thing that is setting you apart, something else that people can connect to you through, because they're going to come to you with a level of skepticism if it's only about Plexus. It's hard for people to trust with that, especially now where everybody knows that people are selling things. You just have to build that trust, that third party trust. And I think that's super important. And then one other thing she said, go to people that provide you services. Think about all the people in your life that provide you services, dentist, hairdresser, even the people at the grocery store, your nails, wherever it is that you go. These are the people that you've been supporting for years. You've been supporting their business for years. And maybe you can ask them to start supporting yours. Approach them and say, I've loved supporting your business for years. I'm hoping I can share my new business with you. And if not, you can at least send referrals to me. Asking people for referrals is so much easier than going straight for the direct ask. I always like doing that as well. So right now, what I want you to do is I want you to work on getting 5 contacts a day. And that may be you having to have a message that's totally like scary and out of the blue, someone that you haven't talked to in a really long time or ever that you've wanted to, but you haven't done it. You're not necessarily going to them and saying, hey, I'm just coming over here because I want to tell you about Plexus. It may be, I'm just striking up new relationships, new friendships. I'm trying to be way more social. I know that that's good for me. If I make connections, I love community. I just wanted to see how you're doing. I like telling people how important relationship is to me and that I'm trying to get better at keeping up with friends and family. And so that's a good way to start to break the ice. And then you might ask them, what have you been up to? And she might tell you what you've been doing and hopefully say to you, well, what have you been up to? And can lead it back to another conversation that will eventually land in that bucket of her being able to ask you questions, you sharing the opportunity. Okay, I've been talking a lot. I'm going to go and make my 5 contacts. Think about those buckets I just shared with you and try to pull people from those buckets. I know you guys are working, but if someone's on here that has a level 1 that's gold or above, pick one of those people and unmute and tell me where you met them, how you know them. So anyone on here that has a level 1 gold or above, unmute and just tell me, where did that person come from?
Mom's group.
Okay.
Facebook moms group.
Oh, Facebook moms group. Because I know they have that mother's MOPS. What, mothers of preschoolers? I have people that have tons of jewels on their team for MOPS. Okay, so Facebook moms group. Someone else. Thank you.
Facebook
Church.
Church.
Mm.
What was the Facebook?
And then just in a cheerleading group.
So something your child does?
Yes.
Yep, gotcha.
A Facebook reconnection of my husband's old boss's wife.
Say that one more time. Facebook reconnection of
Of
your
my
husband's
old boss's wife.
So you
We were
sent a friend request or what?
we met once while Rich and I were dating, and then yeah, we connected on Facebook, but never really talked. And she just watched and watched and watched. And then started commenting on stuff. Like actually, after I had Brittany, I was carrying her in a Moby and I posted a picture of that. And she's like, baby is way too low. Here's a video about how you should actually carry her. And from there, we just kind of hit it off and kept connecting. It was really cool. And now she's gold.
So that's for some reason cracks me up, because Tabitha, that shows an emotional maturity about you. Because most people, if someone's going to correct them, what are they going to do? Like you could have shut that whole friendship down right then and there and been like, why don't you mind your own business? But instead you received it and it opened her up to hearing about that. I love that. Anyone else want to share?
I literally had a friend who I didn't know her. We were at the gym and she had a blood sugar crash right next to me. And I said, you don't know me, but I was going to make a slim for me, but I want you to drink it. She said, okay.
Some random person giving you a powder to put in water. Drink this. All right. Anybody else have someone that's gold or above and that wants to share where they got them?
I'm going to say my best friend, actually, she might be on the call. She snarked at me when I said I was going to try plexus because she's a physician assistant. Like, okay. And she was super skeptical about it. And then she decided to give it a try. And now she is going to go to the top.
I'm here.
Hey, there she
I
is.
love it. I love it. How long did it take for her to say yes?
3 weeks, but she was still like, yeah, right, let's see if this works. I'm just going to prove you wrong. And then what was it? Maybe a month and a half before you were like, what is happening?
Yeah. I put a timer in my phone or a reminder on my phone for day 59 so I can call and get my money back, because I was only doing it to support her. And I was like, okay, 60 days, right? So I'll call on day 59 and I'll get my money back and tell you to stop this nonsense.
Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. And you know, that's another thing too, is know that some people are going to join with the purpose of proving you wrong. And in their mind, they're thinking that they're saving you, like helping you dodge a blow. Like she's gotten wrapped up in this. I'm going to show her the error of her ways. I think sometimes that's a person's good intention, but that is hilarious. I don't know if you guys saw, Tina said that her daughter introduced her to her friend's mom, who she heard was depressed. And I want you guys to think about, this is what I love. It's not necessarily who you know, it's who the people you know. It's those people. And so if you become the referral, so I have a lady that I used to go to church with 7 or 8 years ago, and her husband comes and teaches one of my biology classes is a creation class, and he knows so much about it. And so he comes and does it. They're in their like 70s. I get a message yesterday from a gal that says, I got your name from Gail, this lady Gail, and I wanted to order Plexus. And it was just such a great feeling to know that the referrals were sent to me because of a relationship that Gail's never even used Plexus with me. I didn't even talk to her about it. So she knows I do it, and she sent me a referral. So I thought that was really special. All right, anyone else?
I had a friend that I worked with who started Plexus on it for 3 years, on and off, and suddenly decided to just take it consistently. And she went, I don't know if this is what you're asking, but she went senior gold within like 4 months, and just like was such an answer to prayer, because I didn't have any, like I'd been working the business for over 4 years and was at gold. So anyways, but yeah, I mean, just those consistent customers, you know, that maybe they're not using it consistently. You have no control over that, but you can just keep investing and keep talking and reminding them about the benefits of the product.
Yeah, I love that too, because so many people, every time I go to convention, I feel like someone gets on stage and says, I'm so glad you never gave up on me. I'm so glad you kept asking me to find my 3. I just love that. People that end up quitting and going on and doing something else, and then doing something else, and then doing something else, sometimes it just takes time. I love that.
Jen?
Yeah.
I just wanted to affirm Amy in that I've been an ambassador for 4 years and I'm gold. I achieved gold a year ago, and I don't yet have any golds under me, but I see the potential in every relationship that I have with people. And I have people watching my change, because it's been, and I avoided double knee replacement surgery, and I have lost 80 pounds in 4 years and kept it off at the age of 61, which the older you get, the harder that truth is. So I'm connecting with people who are grandparents, but I'm also connecting with my daughter's friends who are like, what is your mom doing?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, just keep sharing, because God's got the reason behind why we are where we are. And you keep sharing, you're going to get that person if you share authentically, I believe. So
I love it. Thank you for sharing that. I just wanted you guys to see that sometimes it does come from people that you do life with. I mean, they might be a friend, it might be a family member, but a lot of times it's someone unexpected. So for example, one of my level 1 diamonds was a girl that grew up with my husband. Another one of my level 1 diamonds is a girl that I'd heard about in town that everybody loved. I didn't really know her, but everyone knew her though. I mean, she made cheese at classes and people came to her house and she sang, and like just everybody loved her. And that's Alita. And so all of these people that were like distant, I knew of them, and I decided I would bring them into the fold. So just know that these buckets are really important, and just keep saying that mantra, 5 contacts a day keeps leads coming my way. So let's do a little bit more reaching out. And then I have about 5 more things. They're quick things though, that we're going to work through.
Jennifer, can I add an idea? I'm not turning my camera on because I have yet to shower today and it's pretty gross. Is that okay?
Yes, of course.
So this is something I've done before, and it just happened this morning as we're on the call. I have at times posted something that struck a nerve. For example, one of the thing that was yesterday was a post about questioning science. And understanding the science is only as good as the information we have today. And it has over 100, I think, and 65 shares. The comments are crazy. So what I've done in the past when something like that has happened, and a lot of people are like sharing from a friend of mine, so they're not my current friends. So I have been clicking on their page and making sure they're not crazy people. And then I am sending them a friend request. And once I send them a friend request, then I'm sending them a private message, and it just says something simple, like this morning said, hey Rodney, thank you for accepting my friend request. I want to just thank you for sharing my post from yesterday. This is how we reach the masses and hopefully affect change. Looking forward to following you on Facebook. Have a fabulous day. Well, I have 2 conversations going now. One came back and said, scrolled your page. I see we have a lot of, like values. I see that you're also in healthcare. Can you tell me more? So these are people I would have never connected with if I had just ignored the fact that they had shared my post, because I didn't know them. I could have said, oh, okay, that's a stranger. That's cool. They're sharing. But since I am making a list of their names now and reaching out, that's another way that I've contacted people and added to my friends list and started conversations over the last years.
That's really good because you're actually making the most of your post. Now, a couple things. Have you ever seen where you share, someone shared your post, but it's hidden from you? Like the privacy doesn't allow you to see who did that?
Yes, there's some of those. Most of them I've noticed have not been that way. Of course, if there's the page is set to private, I think that's why they're doing it. And there's nothing I can do about that because I can't trace it back and figure out who it is.
Right. No, that's really good. And many of us do not make the most of our comments. I try to go to my sisters or anybody in my family's posts that they do, and I go into the comments to the people that have commented on their posts, and I'll say something to their friend that I don't know this person. I'm like, what a great point. I hear tears. My 8-year-old's crying. I'll be right back. You guys do your 5 contacts. I'll be right back. Okay, crisis averted. All is well. Imagine you go to a party and you walk in and you start having conversations with people. Everyone knows the scripted conversations that you can have when things get socially awkward. What do you do for work? How many kids do you have? Where are you from? Those conversations do not stick out in your mind later on. You don't say, that was so fun to find out where she works. Like, that was my favorite thing to find out where she had children at Baptist Hospital. Those are not the conversations that stick out. It's the people that are able to have conversations that are off the cuff, just completely unscripted, that you end up remembering. You're like, I remember when I talked to her because she told me about some random something, something, something. I want you to remember that when you're reaching out to these people, these connections. It's so easy to do the regular messaging, but in order for you to really connect with people and stand out, start practicing sending. I try to do something where I'll tell a little funny anecdote from the day and kind of break the ice, or I'm just asking questions about a post that they just made. Try not to make it something that is so run of the mill. If you don't feel like you're good at that, you need to start reading How to Win Friends and Influence People. You need to start investing. Go John Maxwell yourself to death. He's amazing at conversation starters. He will teach you how to get out of that feeling of, I'm afraid to start talking. I don't know what to say, because you're making it about you. If it's about you, of course you're nervous. Of course you don't know what to say. But if it's about them, you really don't care. It's just the craziest shift. All right. So I have a goal in my mind of Plexus Worldwide's Instagram Instagram page, having double the followers. Why do I want that? Because if Plexus has an amazing Instagram following, then suddenly I have help from my company supporting the stuff that I'm saying. So anytime I share their post, I want people to see the post, like the post, and end up following Plexus at the same time. So you guys should be making it a daily habit to go and check the Plexus Worldwide Instagram page and sharing a post. And don't just share it and leave it. Either write a little blurb about what you think about it, or go and find some other things to add to it. Like if they're posting about the lean, share what they said and like put a up finger arrow, whatever, pointing at that post. And the next slide could be a picture of you drinking the lean. The next slide could be a recipe using the lean. Just make it like a 3 or 4 story cadence, but use the Plexus Worldwide Instagram. So I want you guys to go there now. If you haven't already, make sure you're following it and share one of the posts and kind of work on that cadence. I just clicked the share button on the Instagram post. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I'm seeing someone ask that. And then I make sure it shares to my Instagram and Facebook. If you guys are not, if you don't know how to use Instagram, I had to get help from like Tabitha even and Katie. Everybody had to teach me. I didn't know how to add a story. I was so confused by the whole thing. And I wanted to quit and give up. I'm like, I don't have time in my life for this. But I actually did. And I overcame it. And I find so much joy in it. I like Instagram a million times better than Facebook, which I never thought I would say. Okay, so I would encourage you guys, this is the last thing we're going to do. If you're not on Instagram, you're not going to be able to do this, but I want you guys to get in the habit of following hashtags. And if you're not already doing that, it's just super simple. It could be, let's say, you're interested in making your marriage better. You're interested in cooking with cleaner ingredients. You're interested in anti-aging. You're interested in raising toddlers. Whatever that is, just follow that hashtag, maybe hashtag raising toddlers, hashtag mom life, hashtag middle-aged woman, hashtag mad at my husband, hashtag any of these will help you to meet people. So I would encourage you to do that. And then here's a fun little tip. You might already know this, but if you go into your stories on Instagram and you want to add font, like writing, if you type, oh, see, I don't know how to show you this. How do I do this? Hold on a second. Let me see if I can share my screen. Just give me a second. Okay, I can't do it because I don't know how to add a story on my laptop to Instagram to show you. But if you're going to go and make a story and add writing to it, if you click on the font choices and you, let me see how I'm going to do this. So you click on your font choices. It is the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 6th font choice. It's a capital A and a lowercase a that kind of has like the cute little comic strip look to it. So you'll get these little font choices at the bottom. Go over to the 6th one, 4, 5, 6, and type the word papyrus. And it turns the font into something weird and different and cool that nobody else has. Not that I'm excited about that. I don't know how to show it to you. Hold on, let me see how it looks. Can you see? All right. Do you see how I changed it? You never saw that before. Do you see it on my screen, Lisa? It's what the original manuscripts of the Bible were written on. Papyrus. Papyrus. It's the 6th font over and you write papyrus and it changes it and it's really cool. Oh, I don't know. Let me see if you can do it with other. Let me try. No, it's only with the 6th one over. The 6th one over looks like that one that's highlighted. Do you see it? Ha ha. Anybody else have a tip like that before we get off? Any Instagram? Yeah, then
Follow how to.
say it again.
Follow hashtags how to, and you'll find accounts that give you like reels that have how to, or posts that have how to.
To literally
Yeah.
just how to.
Yeah.
And follow. Okay. Okay, that's a good tip. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Anytime I try to do something that I've seen other people do, I'm like, that does not look right. So this will be good because I need a tutorial. Okay, I would encourage you guys to get a little bit more active on Instagram if you're not already. Find your favorite filter so that you can go on your stories and use it every single time. I use Paradise. What do you use, Tabitha? Do you have a filter? Do you have a filter you use when you go into your stories to talk?
Yeah, I like the coconut one.
See, I thought they continued mine, and I like had a, it wasn't good. I was very sad about it. Okay.
It's called Cocoa Colors
Cocoa Colors
by Tim.Beh.
Mine's Paradise. And then a lot of people like the film frame one is really good. And then there's one called Bonbon app, and I like that one too. But anyways, you guys.
And if you ever want to find a filter, or you like a filter while you're watching someone's story, you'll see in the top left-hand corner the name of the filter they're using. Tap on it and save effect. And it'll be right at the bottom down here with all the other filters Instagram automatically puts in there. But then your saved ones show up there as well.
And you know what I like too is I like to go watch reels and save the audios from the ones that I think are fun, so I can know to use those later on. I mean, there's so many good ones that are going around. And if you haven't made a reel, maybe you should do that 30 reels in 30-day challenge, because that gets people following you and it's funny. Sarah Marble's doing it right now, so you can go follow her. Okay, so if you guys are in the book study, we start next Monday night. So make sure you're reading your 21 indispensable qualities of a leader, becoming the person people want to follow. That's literally the book title. And then we also are starting, if you've been privately invited to the coaching, that starts on Monday night as well, I think. Is that right? No, Monday at lunchtime, 12 to 1. Book club, I think, is at 7. I'll send you the graphics, Stacy, because I can't remember. Okay, that's it. You guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks for hopping on.